And welcome to Independence High School in Coal City, West Virginia. Tonight, Video Productions presents a Class AA showdown. It's number 7, Nicholas County, 6-1, taking on the number 3 team, 7-0, Independence. And Eric, who joins me on the broadcast, Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, as we welcome you in to the Beckley Auto Mall pregame show. And Eric, we have perhaps the biggest game in the state of West Virginia. As I mentioned on top, number 7 in Class AA, Nicholas County, winners of 6 in a row, taking on Independence, who are number 3 in AA, winners of 7 in a row. Definitely two of the hottest teams in the state of West Virginia hooking up here tonight.
Yeah, and definitely both teams are peaking at the right time. As you stated, Nicholas County winners of 6 in a row, and they would like nothing better than get a feather in their cap with a road win against the number 3 Patriots.
Yeah, after Nicholas County dropped their opening game against Oak Hill, as we mentioned, they've rattled off 6 straight wins against Shady, Wyoming East, Lincoln County, Midland Trail, Braxton County, and last week West Side, and really none of those games were close. They've scored 50 or better in 4 of those 6 wins. On the flip side, Independence scores of 60-0 over Liberty, 40-0 over Oak Hill, 78 over Polka, 68-0 over Shady, 62-0 over West Side, 44-16 the last time we were here against Bluefield, and last week 52-0 against Man. So as much as those numbers stand out, Eric, offensively, how about the defense has only given up 24 points in their 7 games?
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. You know, when you rattle off those numbers, those big numbers as far as on offense, but defense is where it's at with this Independence Patriots team, and I've stated all year, for them to get the ultimate goal, they have to take this defense, and defense travels. Of course, they want to play at home the first couple of rounds, but I mean by traveling to Wheeling to secure that state championship.
Well, at the top of the hour, we're going to kick it off. We think we're going to have a fantastic game. As we mentioned, number 7, Nicholas County, taking on number 3, Independence here in Coal City, West Virginia. We'll take our first break, come back, get you ready for the kickoff at the top of the hour. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
The Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Welcome to Allstate. You already paid for car insurance. Why not take your home along for the ride? Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Call a local agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE for a quote today.
Welcome back to the Beckley Auto Mall pregame show with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. The heavy hitter on hand, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, being assistance by Dee Pennington. And, of course, our stat man, the ever Mr. Reliable Chris Farish with us as well. And, Eric, here at the top of the hour, we think we're going to have an outstanding game between Nicholas County and Independence. We had this game a year ago in Summersville, and it was really Independence's most competitive game in the regular season a year ago.
Yeah, Nicholas County had a good game plan, and the game plan for this Independence team is to kind of play keep away, Maris, and Coach Gene Morse, he's been coaching for 24 years, so I'm sure he's got something cooked up to try to offset this Independence defense.
The one thing about it for Nicholas County, they'll have the same cast of characters tonight as they had last year, and they have a very experienced team. We were talking about it before we came on the air, a very senior-laden team led by their quarterback in Bryson Morrison, only 5'7", 155 pounds and a senior, but a very efficient runner. But they have Jackson Morrison, 6'2", 170, the junior, have Alex Pritt, Caleb Clark, and he's really been the guy that carries the mail for him, a 5'11", 185-pound senior, and then Wes Hill. So those four guys that I mentioned, plus the quarterback, we'll hear those names a lot tonight.
Yeah, and you'll hear those names a lot. And the one thing that kind of impresses me with Nicholas County, Maris, is they may be able to offset one of Independence's strengths is that defensive line, that defensive front. And if you look across the board, Nicholas County has some size and some big guys across the line. They average 261 pounds on the offensive line.
Yeah, you're looking at Levi Hellman's their left tackle. He's 6'3", 285. Their center, Roman Milam, he's 6'3", 295, that anchor that offensive line. So they're very big up front.
And they're all seniors, as you stated. There's 8 seniors out of the 11 starters, 8 seniors, 2 juniors, and 1 sophomore. So they have guys that are battle-tested. This was a playoff team, and look for them, Independence, to get their best shot.
And what I like about this, Eric, both teams, Independence too, Independence's key guys, they're seniors too. So both of these teams are very senior, heavy-oriented, and you're talking about a lot of experience, guys that played a lot of football out there.
Yeah, a lot of guys have been through the battles, and nothing's going to faze them. They've seen everything on the football field, Maris, over the 4 years. And I look for this to be a really good, test for Independence because Nicholas County is sound, well-coached, and they got guys that can play football.
Well, we're getting closer to the kickoff, and we'll kick off at the top of the hour. We'll go ahead and take our second break. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
The Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience. 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
What's more important to you when buying windows, siding, and doors?
Is it energy savings, cost, quality, warranty, or perhaps color options, low maintenance, service, or financing options?
Or all of the above. Window World offers it all.
We listen to your needs and go above and beyond your expectations.
Schedule your free, no obligation, in-home estimate by calling Window World of Beckley today.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Band, and we're about 4 or 5 minutes away from getting the game kicked off between Nicholas County, number 7, 6-1, Independence, number 3, 7-0. Like to take a minute to thank our live streaming sponsor, Dr. John Tabbitt of West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma. Whether it's a sports injury or a car accident, Dr. Tabbitt will get you right back on your feet and ready to go. We'll take our final pregame break, come back and get you ready. It's Independence playing host to Nicholas County. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Modley's Plumbing and Heating of Beckley, West Virginia is now hiring journeyman or master plumbers. You must have a West Virginia plumbing license and a valid driver's license. All interested parties may apply at Modley's Plumbing and Heating at 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Or interested applicants can call 304-253-HELP. Once again, you may apply in person at Modley's Plumbing and Heating, 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Modley's Plumbing and Heating is an equal opportunity employer.
And welcome back to Coal City, West Virginia. The toss of the coin has been made. Nicholas County has won it. Excuse me, and they deferred, so Nicholas County will kick off. Independence will get the ball to start the game working left to right. Before we get the game underway, I want to tell you what a delicious pregame meal we had tonight. And our pregame meal brought to you by Giovanni's, with locations in Glen Daniel when we're down at Liberty like we were last week, and here at Independence tonight at Leicester Square in Sophia. Giovanni's, mamma mia. If you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. Well, Eric, quickly, we'll have the keys to the first half. Keys to the first half brought to you by Indoor Air. Indoor Air, a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports for all your heating and cooling needs. Call on Indoor Air, 304-890-2212. So, Eric, quickly, your thoughts of the first half.
Well, for Nicholas County, of course, on the road and deferring to the second half, you have got to find a way to not to give up the big play early on in this first quarter and try to, get maybe a 3 and out. It's hard to force 3 and outs, but maybe try to control the tempo with your offense.
And looking at Nicholas County, they got the real clean look in white. I was telling Nick during the commercial, they look a little bit like Penn State, as they have the all decked out in white with the navy blue numbers, as Independence now breaks from their huddle. And, of course, Independence with dangerous return men. They have Cyrus Goodson to the near side. And over on the far side, that's going to be Colton Miller back to waiting on the kickoff here for Nicholas County. The ball is teed up right between the hashes, and we're ready to get this game underway. Number 7 Nicholas County against number 3 Independence, and here comes the opening kickoff. And it goes to the far side, a big hop. It's picked up at the 15, over the 20, nice return out to the 30, across the 35, and Independence gets a good return as they'll start, looks to be about their own 38-yard line.
And right off the bat, it's the same recipe, Maris, with this Independence offense. They usually start 35 or better on opening drives.
So that was Miller on the return. It gets out to the 37-yard line. That's where Independence will start. 1st and 10. It'll be Trey Bowers to lead them out. Bowers a 6-foot, 188-pound junior. And, of course, Judah Price will line up behind him. They'll go twins to the far side on 1st and 10 on their own 37-yard line. And what do we got? The officials blowing it dead. I'm not sure if the chains were set or not. I think, Independence went so fast the last time we were here, they could never get the chain set.
Yeah, and that's one thing that Coach Lilly does well with this offense. We have veterans. You can get up to the line of scrimmage and get it going.
Here's a first down play. It's a keeper. Bowers to the outside. He's got running room. He's got a first down, crosses midfield, and ran out of bounds right here below us inside the 45 at the Nicholas County 44-yard line.
And Nicholas County stacking that box right now, as we see on the instant replay, and this is a good play call. Everybody's going to key on Judah early, and Trey Bowers just has tremendous speed. Once he gets to the outside, it's a foot race, and he usually wins it.
19-yard pickup on first down. They move the sticks, 1st and 10. Here's a quick pitch to Judah Price to the far side. Tries to get to the edge. He does. He's inside the 40, and he's got a good gain on first down as he gets down about the 36-yard line. Maybe they put him down at the 37, said his knee hits, but it's still a good gain on first down.
Yeah, hard charging Judah Price, Maris. He only needs 46 points, I'm thinking, to break the regular season scoring record and state scoring record.
He got 7 on first down, 2nd and 3. Here's a keeper again by Bowers, trying to get to the edge, breaks a tackle. He's going to have a first down, run out of bounds inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line of Nicholas County.
You know one thing that you sell Independence short on, and most high school teams now, Maris, a lot of these wideouts block well downfield.
So he'll pick up 9 yards with Bowers with the first down at the 28 of the Grizzlies. Here's the snap. They'll run Judah Price off the right side and a minimal gain and gets the ball down to the 25, picking up 3 on first down.
And that, you chalk that up as a win if you're Nicholas County, if you can, after the big chunk plays they've given up. And right now the field shrinks, once you get into what's considered the red zone. So let's see what the Independence dials up here.
2nd and 7 at the 25 of the Grizzlies. It's going to be an inside handoff. I think that's Karan on the carry, and he'll move the pile down inside the 20.
I think that was Linksweiler.
Linksweiler, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, and he's one of those backs. That's one of the unsung heroes of this team, and he's starting to get some carries late.
It'll be 3rd and 1. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. And so put the ball down at the Nicholas County 19-yard line. And on 3rd and 1, it's Judah Price. He's got the first down as he spins and gets to the 15-yard line, and that'll move the chains for another Independence first down.
Right now, the war up front's being won by the Independence offensive line.
And I think Independence going at a good pace, kind of keeping Nicholas County off balance by moving quickly. 1st and 10 for the Patriots at the Grizzly 15-yard line. It'll be Trey Bowers on the keeper. And not much there. Good job by Nicholas County. And one of the few times on first down where really no gain.
Yeah, and you had him snuffed, and that's one thing you got to do with this big play offense, though, Maris. Negative yards are far and few between.
So no gain on that play. It'll be 2nd and 15, 2nd from the 15 rather. And here comes a running play to Judah Price, and he's got room right up the middle, and he's into the end zone for an Independence touchdown. I don't see any penalty flags, and it will go as a 15-yard touchdown run by Judah Price. And with 9:40 remaining here in the opening quarter, Independence on their first possession strikes first as they lead 6-0. That was an 8-play drive, and that covered 63 yards.
Yeah, and Judah Price, as we saw in the instant replay, went off the left side and pretty much untouched until he got to the third level. Actually, the safety may have gotten a hand on him when he went into the end zone.
Going for 2. And here's the running play, and that's not going to get there. Nicholas County will stack up the ball carrier. So the touchdown is good. The 2-point conversion is not. The opening drive brought to you by Beckley Automall. Beckley Automall GMC professional grade. We'll take a break. 9:40 remaining for the first quarter. Independence leading 6-0. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Nachos, better with Pepsi. Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Independence leading 6-0 on the 15-yard touchdown run by Judah Price. The PAT was no good. They went for 2. Here comes the kickoff. Nicholas County will take it, and they'll juggle it at the 30, and that's where they'll start. But let's go back and look at the scoring recap. And, Eric, all on the ground, very impressive drive by Independence. They go 63 yards in 8 plays, a 15-yard touchdown run from Judah Price. They do miss the PAT, the 2-point conversion. The Patriots lead 6-0. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia.
Yeah, and Independence, they real efficient on that drive, and let's see what Nicholas County can cook up here offensively.
So Nicholas County, their first possession of the game, they'll have the ball on their own 30-yard line. Bryson Morrison will be the quarterback, the 5'7", 155-pound senior. He works out of the gun and goes right up the gut, and he's got a big gainer. This might go across midfield to the 40, and Independence will run him down at the 30 for a minute. Looks like that was going to go, but what a nice start for Bryson Morrison on the Nicholas County first play from scrimmage. A huge gain from the 30-yard line down to the Independence. And we got a flag. Wait a minute, this might come back.
Well, it was well blocked as we're watching on the instant replay. Going to call a hold.
And that might be why it was well blocked, because he got a holding penalty up front. But there was, as you mentioned, there was a gaping hole right up the middle as we saw on the replay, but all for naught. And what a big play nullified for Nicholas County.
Yeah, I was watching the replay. It was pretty quick hitter, so I didn't really see a hold, but we're not the ones who count. That's it's going back.
Going back right where he started. So the flag had to come at the 40, and the ball goes right back to the 30. Will start exactly right where they started the drive. So a big play nullified, and here's a running play. And this will be Caleb Clark, a 5'11", 185 senior, who gets the carry, and it'll go for 3 yards to the 33.
And Maris, going back to that previous play, that has to hurt Nicholas County, because that was a play, a holding penalty that was well downfield that nullified a big gainer.
Right. They happened at the 40. He was already past that by the time when the flag came out. So 2nd and 7 for Nicholas County. They'll work out of the gun. They're really a run-oriented team, as they'll put a man in motion. Man in motion is Wes Hill. And it'll be a running play off the right side, and that's a nice gain. It's going to be a little short of the first down. Going to get out to about the 39 and bring up 3rd and 1.
I'm telling you, this Nicholas County team, they came down ready to play, and it's up front. That experience line up front. This is a real test for this Independence defensive front, because they've never had anyone to really match them pound for pound up front.
And, after having that big play nullified to a holding penalty, if you're Nicholas County, you cannot afford to go 3 and out. So big 3rd and 1 on their own 39-yard line. It's going to be a running play, and they'll move the pile for a first down, and that's Clark. Caleb Clark will carry the mail over the 40 and get the ball to the 42, and another package of downs for Nicholas County.
And just as we thought, Nicholas County really needs to play some ball control. They've had a couple big gainers, and, of course, one called back, but this is the recipe for victory here at Independence if you're Nicholas County.
Yeah, because talking to some of the Nicholas County broadcasters before we came on, Eric, they told me, which I basically know, they're not really built to throw the ball to come from behind. They've got to grind it out. So let's see what they do. Here's Clark on the carry, cuts it up inside, and nothing cooking that time as Independence's front line up to the task.
Yeah, that time they strung that out a little bit, and I think it's going to be a no-gainer. So if you're Nicholas County, that's better than negative yards, but you really need to get ahead of the chains against this defense, because once they get you in situational football, that being Independence, they pin their ears back, and those linebackers are coming downhill.
Yeah, no question. If you're Nicholas County, you got to get at least 3 yards on first down with that play of no gain. 2nd and 10 for the Grizzlies on their own 42-yard line. They have a lot of guys now that shift, and they move the power to the far side. Here's the snap. It'll be Clark carrying it, and Independence is ready for that as they try to maybe a different formation, but same result, no gain.
Yeah, Coach G. Morris, that's one of the 24 years of experience, Maris. He's going to do multiple sets, try to get advantage, and try to take advantage of the defense shifting, and to no avail that time.
So comes up a big play, 3rd and 10 for Nicholas County. They don't throw the ball much. Let's see if they elect to put it up here. It would be hard to think that they could run the ball and make 10 yards against this good Independence defense, and they got 8-9 guys in the box to do the Patriots. So here's going to be a throw. Got a guy, it's going to be well overthrown. They were trying to get the ball to Jackson Morrison, the slot, and just no chance to make that connection.
Yeah, and if you see here, the pressure from Independence, really up the gut and force them to throw it pretty quickly. He had to get rid of it, and they will have to punt. Nicholas County will have to punt it away.
So after one first down, the Grizzlies will have to punt, and Independence with they'll have, let's see, looks like that will be Judah Price here on the near side. Can't quite tell who that is on the far side. Waits the punt. Here it comes. And it's kicked short. It's caught across the 30. 35 and down right there near the 40-yard line. Actually going to be down at the 39. But once again, Independence will start with excellent field position.
Yeah, excellent field position. And Nicholas County tried to flip the field. And that's one thing Independence is good at as well. They have great special teams as far as their kick and punt returns.
So the last time that Independence had the ball, they went 63 yards in 8 plays and got a 15-yard touchdown run from Judah Price. Second chance on offense. They have the ball on their own 39-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Trey Bowers will bring them out. Last drive, all on the ground, all 8 plays. 1st and 10. Here's a running play. Judah Price trying to bust it to the outside, and Nicholas County does a good job, a very minimal gain. He might get 1, maybe 2. Let's see if they put him over the 40. He didn't get much. And we might have a penalty flag, and we do have a flag down on the far side.
Yeah, this looks like it may be on the hold side or a face mask on Nicholas County.
Yeah, couldn't tell in the bunch. Let's see in that pile, and you are right, there's a face mask. Now, will it be a 5 or 15? And you know how I feel about it. I think all face masks should be 15. So they'll tack 5 onto the end of the run and get the ball out to the 47-yard line and make it 2nd down. Actually, maybe they'll say 1st down. I don't think that's the chain over there says 1st down, but I think it's still 2nd. Bowers to throw. They force him out of the pocket. Now he lets it go, and it comes up short, incomplete, and it will be 2nd down.
Yeah, a little comebacker right there, trying to come back to Colton Karan there, as Nicholas County defense was able to flush Bowers out. He's real comfortable in the pocket, but the thing you don't want to do, you want to keep him in the well mare. So I don't think you want to get him outside because with the way he's run capabilities.
So here comes Independence. I have trips here to the near side. Bowers works out of the gun, hands the ball to Judah Price, and he crosses midfield. And he's still going down the far side with the 1st down inside the 30, and he's all the way down inside the 30 before he goes out of bounds at the 28-yard line of Nicholas County.
Yeah, Judah Price, just watch. He just keeps those little legs moving. He is hard to bring down.
That's a 19-yard pickup, and that'll move the sticks. A 1st down for the Patriots at the 28-yard line of Nicholas County. They'll give the ball back to Price up inside. Cuts it to the outside. Got a blocker inside the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Independence. Judah Price. Don't see any laundry on the field, and Independence has expanded their lead to 12-0 at the 5:29 mark of the opening quarter. And once again, nothing fancy. Just get the blocks, you get Judah Price out on the edge.
And once he gets to the 2nd level, he knows what to do. He gets it right. Hey, he has another gear once he gets into the secondary.
And some of you had mentioned the receivers blocking good downfield, and that was a block by Cyrus Goodson that sprung that play for the touchdown. Now they'll line up and go for 2 here.
Yeah, well-oiled offensive machine. You know, everyone does their part. You know, offensive line, the receivers block downfield, and just real hard to stop.
That was a 4-play, and there's a flag as they'll stop the 2-point conversion. And when they blow it dead, that generally means on the offense, and it will be a false start, so they'll back the ball up. But that was a 4-play, 61-yard drive. Judah Price in the end zone for the 2nd time tonight. So they back up for the 2-point conversion from the 2 back to the 7, and we might see a pass play here perhaps. But
look into the playbook. If they have some kind of little screen or something to Judah, maybe dial that up.
2 possessions and 2 scores for the Patriots, and they have a 12-0 lead. So they run 12 plays, have 12 points. Here's a pass play, and it's caught for the 2-point conversion. Looked like a slant play, and the 2-point play is good. So your new score with 5:29 remaining here in the opening quarter is Independence 14, Nicholas County nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, Call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below.
14-0, the Independence lead. Here comes the kickoff. 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns for the Patriots. Nicholas County getting the ball with a good return across the 40. Breaking it to the 40 of Independence, to the 30. And this is going to be a touchdown. The kickoff return, and just what Nicholas County needed. Wes Hill, the 5'10", 185-pound senior, takes it to the distance. We'll have to get the exact, as we watch the replay, to see where he actually caught it from. He catches the ball to 20, an 80-yard kickoff return, and boy, did Nicholas County need that.
Yeah, much needed jolt of energy right there. I see you, Mr. West, rolling down
down the hill.
Yes.
West was rolling down the hill.
West Hill.
He broke away from the Independence defenders, and boy, did Nicholas County need that. So an 80-yard kickoff return for West Hill to make it 14-6. And Nicholas County trying to tack on the 7th point here. Here's the snap. The hold is good. The kick is up and good. So we got a new game here with 5:16 remain the first quarter. All of a sudden, 14-7. And as we go back for the previous Independence drive, that made it 14-0. That was a 4-play, 61-yard drive, and it was a 28-yard touchdown run by Judah Price. They got the 2-point conversion to go up 14-0. And then, Eric, just like that, West Hill, an 80-yard kickoff return, the PAT good. So 14-7 is your new score. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes as good in a blue can as Pepsi.
Yep, nothing tastes like a nice cold blue can, Maris.
An 80-yard kickoff return. So, waiting for the ensuing kickoff. Independence, 2 possessions, 2 scores, but boy, if you're Nicholas County, that's exactly what you needed, and they got the big play.
Yeah, now if you can get something going defensively, you're right back in it, and you needed a big play quick because, as we said, Nicholas County is not going to pass it, so they need big plays out of their special teams such as that.
And they'll kick it short, does Nicholas County. Across the 30, and the boy, they covered that well. Big hit on the far side, and that kickoff return is giving Nicholas County some life.
And this is that is a great directional kick right there, and you're using the sideline as an extra defender, and Nicholas County got down and was able to cover that, and this is Independence's worst starting position in this first quarter.
So let's see where they'll take over. They'll have the ball on their own 33-yard line. They've scored on their 2 previous drives, as you mentioned, Eric. They started on the 37. 8 plays they got in the end zone. They started on the 39, and as you mentioned, out of 3 times, this is the worst of the 3, as they'll start on their own 33-yard line. So Trey Bowers will bring them out. 1st and 10. Got a new score now, 14-7. Bowers will keep it. He'll get to the edge. He's got running room. Flag comes in. It's going to go for a touchdown, but as you mentioned, Eric, it's coming back, and now there's a second flag, and that second flag was like 40 yards behind the play.
Yeah, if we can get to dial up this instant replay, you're going to see on the edge, number 60 for Independence with the big hold on the Nicholas County linebacker.
There's a hold right there that allowed him to get to the edge, and then there's another hold as I think he continued to hold all the way down the field,
yes.
And another flag came in.
Hey, he held his block.
Well, yeah, he held it a little too good. Injection, a little humor there. While we got a minute and the referees are marking it off, we'll tell you about our streaming video partner, which is Dr. John Tabbitt at West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma. Whether it's a sports injury or a car accident, Dr. Tabbitt will get you back on your feet. Dr. Tabbitt and West Virginia Orthopedic Trauma, proud sponsor of high school athletics in Southern West Virginia. Penalty takes the ball back inside the 25-yard line. It'll go back to the 24 with a 1st down, and here's Judah Price, and he breaks it to the outside, and a great tackle there on the edge by the young man from Nicholas County, and what a great job that was by Grayson Ketterson, the 5'8", 145-pound junior.
And one thing that I like about Nicholas County's defense thus far, Maris, is they're rallying to the ball, but when you come to the football and approach the football with Independence with all their speed, you have to do it under control, and they seem to be settling in and doing that.
Here's Bowers to throw, going deep, got a man wide open, it's caught for a touchdown. The 20, the 10, the 5, and getting into the end zone is Goodson, Cyrus Goodson. He got way behind the defender. A beautiful thrown ball by Trey Bowers as we watch the replay. Wow, what a thing of beauty.
Yeah, this was right. You're talking about on the money. Right in stride as Cyrus reels it in and waltzes into the end zone as he takes a little stroll in the cold city night.
So you're talking about that was a 73-yard touchdown pass.
And just like that, Maris, if you're Nicholas County, you had them, their backs against the wall, against the chains, and once again they come up. Independence comes up with a big play.
So they'll go for 2 with 4:08 remaining here in the opening quarter, and they've extended the lead, has Independence to 20-7. And they'll hand the ball to Judah Price. He'll go off the left side, and haven't seen any indication. I don't think he got there. He did not. So out of 3 touchdowns, they went for 2 on each time, Eric, and they've only cashed in once. So the score is now 20-7. That's your new score, as this was a 2-play. This drive started back on the 33, so that would be a 67-yard drive. So it's a 2-play, 67-yard drive that ended up with a 73-yard touchdown pass because of the penalty from Trey Bowers to Cyrus Goodson. The PAT no good. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes better in a blue can than Pepsi. 20-7. And wow, what fireworks we've had here in the first quarter.
Yeah, a lot of fireworks in Nicholas County. You can't hold your head down right there. You got to stay in this game because Independence's big play capability. You did everything you could except for defend the deep ball right there. So if you're Independence, at any time you can strike gold with this offense.
So the last time that Independence kick off, Wes Hill went 80 yards for a touchdown. You don't want to kick it back to him if you're Independence, and here comes the kick, and they'll kick it right to him. He'll cross the 30, and this time Independence is ready for it as he'll get up to about the 35-yard line, and let's see where they put him down. He got across the 30, waiting to see where they'll say his forward progress hit, but that's where Nicholas County will take over. Maybe shy of the 35. Put him at the 33. It'll be 1st and 10 for Nicholas County.
In this series, this early in the game, this is a must at least get 1 or 2 first downs on this drive to try to cool that offense off.
So 20-7, the lead for Independence. 4-minute mark of the opening quarter. Bryson Morrison, the quarterback, takes the snap, rolls the pocket, pressure comes, he's in trouble, and he'll be sacked for a loss.
And that's just Independence doing what they do best defensively. That front 4 and 5, they get after the quarterback here. If you're gonna pass, you're gonna have to do something a little different. Maybe roll the pocket as they tried right there, but roll the pocket, try to get outside to complete some passes.
And we talked about this on top. That's not where Nicholas County's comfortable throwing the ball. They try to throw it on first down, so now they're behind the chains, 2nd and 13 from their own 30. So let's see what Morrison will do. Works out of the shotgun, puts a man in motion, takes the snap. I'm going to keep it himself, and there's just nothing there.
Well, Independence has recovered a fumble.
Yep, the ball is out, and Independence has taken over with the turnover.
Yeah, this is starting to get dangerous time for Nicholas County here with all the momentum squarely on the Independence sideline.
So Independence will take over at the Grizzly 25-yard line. And, Nicholas County has not stopped Independence the first 3 possessions, and it's really tough to stop when you give them a short field.
Yeah, short field, and, they scored in 2 plays from 3 yards
73
out.
yards, correct.
And now they're working with a short field. Look like you'll give them a heavy dose of Judah Price here.
From the 25 of Nicholas County. Here's a pass to the flat. It's caught. That looks like Cyrus Goodson makes one man miss down the sideline, gets into the end zone for an Independence touchdown. And Eric, on these last 2 drives, we're seeing what Independence does. A 2-play drive and now a 1-play drive as Bauer's able to connect to Cyrus Goodson from 25 yards out.
This is just like sandlot football. You just throw it to your best athlete. No one in the schoolyard can catch him. And there he goes, just like that.
So he made a man miss. So after it looked like Nicholas County was getting back in the game with some momentum after they ran the kickoff back, just like that, boom, 2 more touchdowns on 3 plays, and they'll go for 2 again.
So nine plays they've scored. On 9 plays, they've scored 4 touchdowns?
No, let's see. As they go for 2, the 2-point conversion is good. So that takes the new score to 28-7. So let me do the math here, Eric, before we get into the Pepsi recap. That's 8 and 4, 12, 4 and 15 plays. They got 28 points. And the scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. After a turnover, only 1 play to get in the end zone. The second touchdown pass of the night, and the second time that Bowers and Cyrus Goodson connected. This is a 25-yard touchdown, and as you mentioned, Eric, nothing fancy. Throw the ball out there and let your best athlete do the work. Made a man miss, goes right down the far sideline into the end zone.
And as you saw on the replay, Maris, he kind of lulled him to sleep. And you know, when you have speed and athleticism like as Cyrus Goodson does, it's real hard to come up fast and out of control because you'll miss the tackle just as the Nicholas County defender did.
So this is a real danger zone for Nicholas County, down 28-7, and we're not through the first quarter yet. Still got 3:06 left in it. And Independence set to kick off. Here comes the kickoff to the 20-yard line, right up the middle with a nice return up over the 40. And at that time, that was Alex Pritt. So Pritt will get the ball out to the 41. And that's where Nicholas County will start this drive on their own 41. So if you're Nicholas County, obviously you'd love to score, but the one thing you can't do is 3 and out.
Yeah, no 3 and out because this offense for Independence is really clicking on all cylinders, and you really need to slow it down by keeping the ball away.
So on their own 41-yard line, it'll be Bryson Morrison, the 5'7", 155-pound senior. He'll bring him out, and they'll run with twin receivers to the near side. They'll work out of the shotgun. They'll put Hill in motion, and they'll hand the ball to Clark. Clark's got some running room around the far edge, and he's got a first down, and that was a good play. Cross midfield into Independence territory to the Patriot 48, maybe the 47, but enough to move the chains.
I'm actually glad as you look on this instant replay that they held the flag on that. It could have been a legal motion on Nicholas County, but they let the play go as they should, and Nicholas County got outside and got a much-needed first down.
Yeah, Caleb Clark picks up 12 on the play. It's a first down for the Grizzlies at the Patriot 47-yard line. They put the power here to the near side, and they're going to run Clark this way. He's got a little bit of running room. Gets the ball inside the 45, down to the Independence 43-yard line.
Yeah, if you're Nicholas County, Maris, you can't get it all back, you know, in one play. So you just need to try to climb back in here, run your offense, maybe get a score here, and maybe come up with something on defense.
Yeah, it was a pickup of 4 on first down, and I think if you're Nicholas County, that's what you're thinking. You got to get positive yardage on first down.
Yeah, and that opens up the whole playbook because once Independence makes you're already kind of one-dimensional if you're Nicholas County, but once they get you behind the chains, they're coming at you hard.
2nd and 6. Here's a keeper up inside, first down to the Independence 35. Good job by Bryson Morrison. And that was a play that went big. They got called back for a holding penalty, and I think Nicholas County has found something with that. And let's see if John Lilly and the Independence coaching staff, they might want a timeout, and they'll take a timeout. While we got a minute, let's see if we got some scores. I know that here at Independence, we get started a half an hour sooner than most. And of course, we look at county schools. Liberty's playing James Monroe at home tonight in Glen Daniel. We'll see if we get an update. Beckley and AAA is off tonight. They'll play Oak Hill next week, and Oak Hill and Bluefield are playing tonight, and Shady on the road up at Ripley.
Okay, so we'll go down, big AAA game that's going on down in Huntington area. Huntington 7, Cabell Midland 7. Princeton has made the trip up to Bridgeport, and it's 7-7 in that game right now in the first quarter. Let's see if we can dial up Liberty here.
I got one here. 7-6 is the score in favor of James Monroe. We appreciate Leanna from Window World providing that information for us down at Glen Daniel. So it'll be a first down out of the timeout for Nicholas County at the 35-yard line of Independence. from the 35. 1st and 10, the Grizzlies. Give the ball to Clark, and he's get hit behind the line. Independence ready for that play, and it'll be a loss of a couple.
That play looked like it was doomed from the start. I think Clark stumbled as he was taking the handoff and was squared up by the Independence defense there.
Yeah, it got off to, it looked like a very slow developing play.
Looks like that timeout worked for Coach John Lilly there, getting his boys well aware of that keeper and staying disciplined.
So it's going to bring 2nd down and 13. That was a 3-yard loss on the play back to the 38-yard line. And Morrison takes the snap. They'll give the ball to Clark, and Clark's going to lose a couple more yards as Independence is ready for that. So this loss will go all the way back over the 40 to the 41-yard line.
So I think if you're is it 4th down or 3rd down?
It's 3rd down, and you've got to go, if you're Nicholas County, to the 25. You need 16 yards, so you're probably going to try to get half of it here on 3rd down.
Yeah, look for maybe to try to chuck something up, Maris, here, downfield, maybe get a PI called or something like that to move the sticks.
Maybe, I think it could be a screen play. We'll see what they do. They don't really throw the ball much down the field. They attempted one earlier that was unsuccessful. Let's see what they do. Morrison to throw, trying to throw in the flat, and it's incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th down. The clock will stop on the incompletion with just 20 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter.
Just like that, I think if you're Nicholas County, you have to try to angle kick it away, and give Independence a long field.
Yeah, and if I'm Nicholas County, I think I'd kick it out of bounds.
Definitely, because the 2 deep backs for Independence has capability of taking it to the house at any time.
Wes Hill, the punter, he had an 80-yard kickoff return here in this first quarter for Nicholas County. He gets the snap, and he will punt it, and he's going to punt it out of bounds. I think he meant to kick it a little further, but he did accomplish one thing. He got the ball out of bounds. He just wanted to kick the ball, I think, a little further down the field.
Yeah, I think it looks like it's going to be about a 6-yard punt.
So Nicholas County, in the possessions, a punt, a fumble, and a punt, and in between there they had a kickoff return for a touchdown, but a very short kick, as you mentioned, Eric, and just across the 35 at the 36-yard line, that's where Independence will take over. So Independence has scored every time they've had the ball. They lead in the game 28-7, and they're going to run trips here to the near side. Trey Bowers brings them out of the pistol set. Bowers takes the snap, keeps it himself off the far side. He's across the 40, got a 1st down, ran out of bounds as he's going to get right to midfield and actually cross midfield, and that should be the final play of the first quarter.
Yeah, and that play was real close to going to the house right there where Bowers shows his speed, get on the outside.
That's a 15-yard gain, and let's see if they'll get a playoff before they probably will get a playoff because he went out of bounds. So they have the ball at the 49. Here's Judah Price. Breaks it to the outside. Penalty flag. It's coming back inside the 40. Once Judah Price saw the flag, no need to lower your shoulder and try to give or take a hit. Is there going to be a hold on the play?
Yeah, I think they might be the same culprit here for Independence. Nonetheless, and that's one thing moving forward, they still have to clean that up.
And, Eric, I think you'll agree with this, what I'm going to say. I think if you're blocking, with Judah Price's speed, you really don't even have to give that extra. I think you don't have to get that extra block. I think he's got enough speed that he can get to the edge on his own.
Just enough to get in the defender's way, and Judah do the rest for sure.
Yeah, as quick and fast as Judah Price is, when he turns on, that's another gear. So the penalty will take the ball back inside the 40 to the 38-yard line, and it'll be a 1st down for Independence. Bowers takes the snap. Blitz come. They pick it up. Throwing deep. Got a man wide open. It's caught at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Independence. I couldn't quite tell who that was with the reception. Linksweiler hauls it in.
Yeah, that was definitely a busted coverage here.
Well, they had a blitz right here. They picked it up, and you can see all by himself on the far side, hauls it into the end zone on the final play of the first quarter, and that extends the lead to 34-7, and they'll line up to go for 2. Wow. So no time on the clock as they line up to go for 2. And here comes Judah Price, and he'll get it. So your score at the end of one is Independence 36, Nicholas County 7. We'll take a break as you're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Hear things that go bump in the night, but it shouldn't be our car engine making those scary noises. There are definitely things out there to be scared of.
But making your new car purchase at Hometown Kia isn't one of those.
Stop digging a grave for that old ride and test drive a new Kia today.
Hometown Kia of Beckley wants to make your new car buying experience thrilling.
But not so shocking it leaves cobwebs and dark corners in your wallet.
So quit walking around like a zombie and start riding around in style in a new Kia from Hometown Kia of Beckley.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
We're ready to start quarter number 2. And, Eric, what a first-quarter explosion. 36 points on the board for the Independence Patriots. They scored every time they had it. They had an 8-play drive, a 4-play drive. That's 12 plays, 2, 14, 15, 17 plays, put up 36 points.
Yeah, statement quarter right there for Independence. And they're just going to be a load to beat. So many weapons offensively there, man.
Wes Hill with the kickoff return. That last Independence drive was a 2-play, 64-yard drive, and it was a 62-yard touchdown pass. And it was a touchdown pass to Linksweiler from Trey Bowers. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes better in a blue can than Pepsi. So from their own 39, as Nicholas County has it, and I don't think they know what hit them as they trail in the ball game by a score of 36-7 on first down. There's a running play up over the 40 with Clark. And he'll get out to maybe the 43-yard line. So he got 4 on the play.
Yeah, Nicholas County's biggest gains have been right at the hard-charging defense of Independence.
2nd and 6. And I think if you're Nicholas County, you're like, wow, you had a kickoff return, you got back in it. Next thing you know, man, you just got blitzed.
Yeah, a flurry of punches coming from that Independence offense.
And look at Independence, they've got everybody up in the box to try to shut down the run of Nicholas County on second down. Clark will get the run, will get the carry, and he gets hit hard as he comes up about a yard short of the first down. He gets the ball out to the 48-yard line.
And Judah Price right there on the tackle as he came up from his safety position actually saved the touchdown here. Because there's no one behind him. If he doesn't make this tackle, that's going to the house.
Well, they need a yard on third down, and this is where obviously Nicholas County, or any team, but especially a team like Nicholas County who's all about running the ball, where they need to be. So on 3rd and 1 from their own 48-yard line, and they put a lot of people in motion. They flip the power to the far side, and then there's a flag, and I think with all that motion, I think they moved too soon. It's going to cost them 5.
Yeah, they didn't get set for a count, and that hurts. Ouch.
Yeah, because now the ball goes back to the 43, so now instead of 3rd and 1, you're looking at 3rd and 6. And, against some teams, 3rd and 6 with their offense is manageable. Independence, 3rd and 6 is like 3rd and 12.
It really is, because their defensive ends and linebackers, they play sound defense. They play their positions, Maris, and it's really hard to get anything outside with this pursuit, and it's tough to run at them, which Nicholas County has had some success, though.
And there's, once again, a lot of shifting going, and you can see Independence loading up the box. And we've got, wait a minute, they'll blow it down, and do we have yet another penalty? I don't see it.
Could be delay a game.
Waiting for the call, and you are right. So now, what was a 3rd and 1 a minute ago, now you're looking at 3rd and 11.
Yeah, and now you're going to have to try to put it in the air.
It's tough enough going against this Independence defense, but if you're Nicholas County, you can't make self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, and what you're doing now with this negative plays, you're putting it, if you punt it, Independence has a chance to have a great field position or possibly a return.
So let's see what they do. They're going to run the play to Clark, and Clark gets to the 40, and that's it. So it's going to bring up a 4th down, and Nicholas County's going to have to punt.
Oh, Clark came up a little gimpy on that one too. I hate to see anyone injured, but he's down on the sideline there.
But Independence has exploded. They have scored every time they've had the ball. 17 plays, 36 points.
And be careful where you kick this one if you're Nicholas County.
Last time they kicked it out of bounds, but it was a short kick, and here comes this kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be short, but not as short as the last one, but Independence still going to get the ball over the 40.
I think maybe the 50.
He's still walking at the 46-yard line is where Independence will take over. So the 80-yard touchdown on the kickoff, a kickoff return of 80 yards, is all Nicholas County's been able to muster up. They've had the ball 4 times, and they've had 3 punts and a fumble. So Independence, who have scored on their previous 5 drives, will take over on their own 46-yard line. And once again, their offense has been superior, as we saw all of last year in the games we've had already this year.
Yeah, and the balance is great, that run-pass balance.
Here's Judah Price with the carry. He spins for maybe a yard or 2, and there's a late flag. And I'm not sure what really happened. The flag came after the play.
Looks like the Nicholas County player's helmet.
Watching the replay. Yeah, it could be a late hit on Independence, perhaps.
I think they're going to get maybe Braxton McKinney, maybe?
I would say it's going to be a dead ball, face mask, and maybe that's why the young man's helmet came off.
Yeah, it looked like he got kind of pushed up a little bit. And
that's a big one. That should be a 15-yard. So the down should count.
Nothing malicious on the play, just got a little tangled up there.
And the 15 yards that they'll mark off, so that should be a dead ball foul, and the down should count and make it 2nd down.
Yeah, but Independence is up there ready, and they have trips, and it's uncut. Well, now it's covered.
Yeah.
The slant's open.
So to throw, going deep into double coverage, its ball is short, and it's incomplete, and there's a penalty flag, and that'll get the 15 yards back. But I think what helped that call is because the ball was underthrown.
Yeah, it was underthrown, and the defender for Nicholas County, the safety, as you see on this seam route here, it's well defended, just jumped and face guarded. You got to find the ball, and easy call there.
So the 15 yards that they had go against them on the previous play, they'll get those 15 yards back, and it'll be a 1st down. After all of that, there's the call, the pass interference, and like I said, by the ball being underthrown is what caused the penalty. Actually, there's offsetting penalties. There was a penalty on Independence, so we'll redo the down. So it'll be 1st down. Back the ball back up to the original, or not the original, but the line of scrimmage where it was from that point, and to put the ball down at the 30-yard line.
Replay 1st down.
So it'll be 1st down all over again.
1st and 26.
So 1st and 26, and now I'm not sure. I guess they have to go pick up the penalty flag.
It's been enough of them.
Well,
he wants to throw it again, Mayor.
Well,
Pick it up so he can use it again.
Yeah, if he forgot it, he'd be reaching for it, it wouldn't be there. You know, like how you reach for your wallet and it's never there?
Hey, you know what? I just did that.
Here's the Judah Price, breaks a tackle, midfield, down the near sideline, a foot race to the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Independence. Judah Price, no penalty flags. An amazing 70-yard touchdown by Judah Price, and there is a flag. I beg your pardon.
Celebration. As you watch this instant replay, this is all Judah. Once he gets to the 2nd level, if you look, they have angles. He outruns the angles here, and he's not going to be denied.
And they throw a flag for him spinning the ball in the end zone, so the touchdown will count, and they'll probably penalize him on the kickoff as he spun the ball there, and that's a no-no. But everybody that knows you, Eric, when I said that, like the referee going for his flag and it in there, they know you when you were going for your wallet and it in
there. Hey, you don't need a wallet when you have friends like you, Maris, you know.
I guess that's what it is. That's why I stay broke, right? That's why I got to hang out with the heavy hitter, Nick Eskins. producing and directing. Dee Pennington's here in the booth to make sure we do it right. So they'll go for 2, count the touchdown. 70-yard run by Judah Price. And here comes the 2-point conversion, and the pass is good on the slant.
That's just easy pickings right there.
So with 8:26 left here in the first half, your new score is Independence 44, Nicholas County 7. We'll take a break. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Well, Independence has blown this game wide open. They had a 14-0 lead. Nicholas County had an 80-yard kickoff return by West Hill to make it 14-7. And then 30 unanswered points by Independence has taken the lead to 44-7. Now the celebration penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. So Independence will kick off from their own 25-yard line. As they lead in the ball game, as I mentioned, 44-7. Here comes the kick, comes to the near side. It's caught at the 40, and that's Morrison, and he gets across the 45, and not much more than that is, I beg your pardon, that was Alex Pritt. So the last touchdown drive was a one-play, 54-yard drive, a 70-yard touchdown run by Judah Price, the PAT good. Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia, a soothing ice-cold Pepsi in the blue can. But right now, you know, Nicholas County, after you got hit with a left and a right, you threw a big left hook yourself, and then since then, you've been hit with lefts and rights, and now you look up and it's 44-7.
Yeah, and almost a haymaker. Not saying it's a knockout yet, but, you know, Nicholas County's definitely on the ropes to keep up with your boxing analogy. And the thing is with this Independence team, they're like sharks. Once they taste that blood in the water, they're all coming at you.
Well, we had a personal foul while you were talking, Eric, that goes against Independence, a dead ball at the end of that play, and I didn't see it, so they'll mark off the penalty yardage, and they'll get the ball down with the short kickoff because of the penalty on the celebration that Judah Price, when he scored, he spun the ball. Now, Nicholas County will start this drive inside the 40, it looks like, at the 39-yard line after that Independence penalty.
Yeah, I wasn't able to see
I didn't see it either.
There's one thing that I would love the Independence to really, really clean up the penalties. You know, the personal foul variety. You know, I know you kids play hard and tough, but sometimes you got to know when to ease up.
You want to clean that up because we saw that in the biggest games that could really hurt you. So Nicholas County will have it at the 39 of Independence. They'll run Clark. And there's not much running room there as Independence up to the task. And there's a lot of pushing and shoving at the end of the play. And, you know, football's a very, as we know, very physical game.
Well, the thing is, I understand that Independence is a very physical team. And if you're Nicholas County, you don't want to get pushed around. I mean, you're getting pushed around to this point on the scoreboard. So, just both sides clean it up and play some football here.
So that'll have no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. For the Grizzlies. They have the ball at the Patriot 39-yard line. The quarterback will keep it, and he'll go nowhere. Independence ready for that. And actually, that might even perhaps lose a yard as they'll put that ball down. Actually, it's going to lose 2 back over the 40, back to the 41. So it'll be 3rd and 12 as that loss, as Bryson Morrison had nowhere to go and Independence was ready for the play. So at the 42, beg your pardon, the 41 of Independence, 3rd and 12 coming up. They got the power here to the near side, man in the slot. Morrison takes the snap. It's going to be an inside reverse, and Independence ready for that. It breaks one tackle, but minimal gain down to the 36, and that was Pritt
That gets a little more manageable here if you're Nicholas County.
So it's going to bring up a 4th down play. They're going to need about 6 yards on this 4th down play. So it'll be call it 4th and 7 here. Nicholas County are going to keep the drive alive. Powers to the near side. They put a man in motion. There's the snap. They'll throw the ball on the far side. It's caught, but it's going to be short of the 1st down as Independence was right there. That's a great open field tackle.
Great open field tackle, and how quick they closed the gap after the completion here, as we see. Great play call here. You had the numbers, completed it, and it was just great closing speed by the Independence defender to really shut the door and turn them over on downs.
And Eric, that's the one thing this Independence team, as you said earlier, how physical they are. But not only are they physical, they are fat. They got speed everywhere. They got athletes all over the field.
Yeah, they definitely do, and it's going to take a total team effort to knock this team out.
So they'll take over on downs on their own 33-yard line. They have scored every time they've had the ball. And now there's whistles. And I'm not sure what we got a timeout. So while we got a minute, Eric, see if you got some scores from other games going on around the state of West Virginia. Here on this week 9. As the time while Eric is dialing up the scores, we'll dial up Dr. Tabbitt. We want to thank him for being a streaming sponsor. Dr. Tabbitt at West Virginia Orthopedic Trauma. Whether it's a sports injury or a car accident, Dr. Tabbitt will get you right back on your feet. Proud sponsor of high school sports in southern West Virginia. Also at this time, want to take a time for Indoor Air. The fine folks at Indoor Air. And I got it right here. We'll dial them up. Proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports for all your heating and cooling needs. Call Indoor Air 304-890-2212. And we got to talk about our delicious pregame meal. Dee Pennington and I had at Giovanni's. Mamma mia. If you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. Giovanni's. Speaking of food, of course, at halftime, Inside the Numbers by Cracker Barrel. And got to talk about that pig that I like. That's sausage links, crisp bacon at the fine folks at Cracker Barrel. We'll talk about that at halftime, which that will come up in 6 minutes as Independence takes over on their own 33-yard line. They'll go with the screen pass to the near side, across the 40, out over the 45 and out of bounds. And that's a nice play. And Colton Caron, the recipient of that nice play.
First down, Patriots.
Some scores of local flavor. Two former opponents of Independence. Oak Hill is on the road at Bluefield, and they're leading in the first quarter 7-6. Down at Glen Daniel, Liberty is down 28-6 to James Monroe.
James Monroe, a very good team, trying to remain undefeated. That last play is a 15-yard pass play from Bowers to Caron out to the 48-yard line. Here's a handoff. Price up inside, breaks it midfield, 40-yard line, and down near the 35 of Nicholas County. Says knee hit at the 36, so Judah Price carries the mail to the 36 of the Grizzlies.
Just explosive. When he gets a seam, he shoots, looks like shot out of a cannon right there. Judah Price, he's Mr. Inside and Out. He can run it in between the tackles, and once he gets outside, it's over.
Yeah, the Price is right. A 16-yard pickup by Judah Price at the 36 of Nicholas County. First down, Bowers with the snap. Judah Price fakes outside, inside, now cuts it back in, zigzags, breaks a tackle inside the 20, and gets all the way down to the 16-yard line, a 20-yard gain.
And at the top of this run, watch the incredible spin move. This is video game like right here. Wow. Like I keep saying, folks, could we have back-to-back Kennedy Award winners?
Well, I tell you, Atticus Goodson, the recipient of the Kennedy Award a year ago, and Judah Price, like you said, Eric, he's putting up video game numbers and playing like a video game.
Well, I think he's knocking on the door and saying, hey Atticus, I need a duplicate one of those.
Here's Bowers carrying it to the outside. This one's coming back, another holding penalty on Independence on the edge. And, they run that play a lot, but also they get called for holding a lot on that play.
Yeah, it does, and that's one of those plays where the key block right there on the edge, and Trey Bowers is just like the rest of them, probably the fastest guy on the team. All you need to do is stand in front of the guy.
I even said this before, Eric. Even if you don't even get in their way, I think if you do nothing, you're still better off, because I think with their speed, I still don't think that with the teams they're playing, I don't think nobody's going to be able to get them. The penalty takes the ball back to the 25-yard line. So it will be a first down. They've got to go inside the 10. Got to get to the 6-yard line. And they'll hand the ball to Judah Price. He'll break it to the outside. Good shoestring tackle there at the 20-yard line. And he might get to the 19 where they're going to put him down at.
That was about to be another big gainer by Judah Price. Great tackle by a Nicholas County defender there.
Yep, they'll put him down at the 19. Clock turning, 4.5 remaining in the first half, and Independence threatening to put half a C-note up here on the board here in the first half.
Well, if you're Nicholas County, a little moral victory, because we've been here twice and they've had 60 at halftime. So
there's a second down play. Bowers will keep it, try to get to the edge, look for some blockers, cuts it back up inside, and they'll move the pile inside the 15, going to get close to the 10, and I think they'll put him down maybe at the 11-yard line.
As you can see right there, Mayor, speed even helps on that play, because you had defenders there, but they didn't want to over-pursue. They wanted to stay in their lanes, and yet Bowers was still able to pick up 5 or 6.
And that's why I say I don't think you even have to even get in anybody's way when he runs those on the edge. He's got enough speed, he can just outrun the defender.
If you look right here, if you want to dial up a pass play, a nice quick post slant right here, because there's no safety in the middle of the field.
They'll hand the ball to Price. His speed, he'll get to the edge. He's got a first down. He's got a touchdown. He's inside the pylon for the touchdown. And once again, speed. Once he got the ball and he got to the edge, there was no way nobody was going to get him.
And that was well blocked without holding. As you can see, all you have to do is spring him to the outside, and there's no way Nicholas County is going to catch him.
That was an 11-yard touchdown run by Judah Price. That was a 6-play, 67-yard drive. And that takes the lead to 50-7 with 3:08 remaining in the half. And just an offensive explosion.
And just a statement. This is a statement game. You're talking about a good Nicholas County team, not an average Nicholas County team.
And there's the two-point conversion, and it is good.
Well, Judah Price is well on his way to setting or breaking the single-season scoring record, state scoring record.
So your new score with 3:08 remaining in the first half. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the first half. It's Independence 52 and Nicholas County 7. Once again, that scoring drive, a 6-play, 67-yard drive, and Judah Price, the final 11 yards into the end zone. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. And I tell you what, if you popped open a Pepsi every time Independence scores, you better have a case on hand when the game starts, because you're going to need a case, because you're going to be drinking a lot of Pepsi.
A lot of Pepsi.
That even got a laugh out of our producer and director, Mr. Nick Eskins, giving me the thumbs up. Even Dee Pennington's like, where does he come up with this? But we got to be creative, and we're having fun. But right now, Independence is having a lot of fun. Eric, I'll be honest. Obviously, I felt that Independence at home, what we've seen before, they would be the favorite. We figured they were going to win the game, but I never thought with 3:08 left in the first half they'd be up 52-7.
Yeah, I never thought it would be this wide a margin. And Nicholas County came out, good game plan. They're giving it their best shot, but Independence is just a well-oiled machine.
And I'll tell you what, I think, too, that Coach Lilly may have challenged his special team, because since that Nicholas County's only score was an 80-yard kickoff return by West Hill, Independence has not shied away from kicking the ball deep, and they've just went down there and covered, and they've done a heck of a job since they gave up that touchdown.
Hey, stay in your lane. That's the key to it. Stay in your lane.
So right now, it's 52-7 in Nicholas County. They're like, wow. They've been bombarded here in the first half. They'll take over. They'll have the ball on their own 33-yard line. So it'll be a first down for Nicholas County. Morrison, the quarterback, takes the snap, rolls the pocket, throws the ball, and it's overthrown. No one really out there. The closest to it was the Independence defender, Judah Price.
Yeah, and a good show of sportsmanship right there as Nicholas County offensive player helps up Judah. Yeah, that was almost intercepted by Judah Price there.
Well, wherever Independence finish, whatever number is beside their name at the end of the year when the playoffs start, that's not going to matter. Home or away, and should they be fortunate enough to get the number 2 like they did last year and be at home, or should they be 3 and have to perhaps go on the road in the semifinals? With the way this experienced and talented team, physical speed, I don't think that's going to matter.
Yeah, defense travels, in the playoffs, and I think this team knows they can tee it up with anyone and come out victorious.
There's Clark with a minimal run, a sweep to the far side, and he gets a yard, and that's it. Of course, for Independence, after tonight, only one game remaining. That's Wyoming East next week. They won't play on the final week of the regular season, November 4th. They only have 9 games, but they will get bonus points in that Bluefield-Oak Hill game no matter who wins that because they beat both of them. And they hope that Shady can get a win as Shady's on the road at Ripley tonight. Here's a third down play. It'll be a running play, and Independence right there, and it's going to go for a loss and be a 4th down, and Nicholas County's going to have to punt.
So let me check some of those scores. The Bluefield Oak Hill game, Bluefield 12, Oak Hill 7 in the first quarter.
Well, like I said, no matter how that game finishes, Independence going to get bonus points out of that game.
A lot of offensive fireworks in the state, except for here.
And it's all been one side here, and that's been Independence with a 52-7 lead. Here's the 4th down punt. And this is one of the better punts, and it's going to go out of bounds. But still, Independence going to have great field position. They're going to start on Nicholas County's side of the field. They'll start at the 49-yard line of the Grizzlies. 7 possessions, 7 touchdowns. An 8-play drive, a 4-play drive, 2-play, 1-play, 2-play, 1-play, 6-play. And, through what we covered them last year, Eric, and this year, we've seen a lot of 1, 2, 3-play drives.
Yeah, they're very, very explosive, and that's what you want. And they run tempo, so a lot of teams have to be prepared for even when they have a big gainer, they're right back on the ball mares, ready to run a play, and that's just tough for defenders to adjust to.
So from the 49 of Nicholas County, and here comes a running play here to the near side, and that's a big gainer. And he's breaking through to the 30, to the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown, Colton Caron.
That's Linksweiler.
Linksweiler, I beg your pardon. Linksweiler breaks 3 and gets into the end zone for a touchdown from 49 yards out.
Once Linksweiler gets to the second level, no one wanted any part of that. Looked like he was going to go down, and he just kept those legs turning and outran the Nicholas County defense to the end zone.
That's the third one-play drive. That's a 49-yard touchdown by Linksweiler. And that takes the lead to 58-7. And they'll go for 2. And, ladies and gentlemen, the reason they'll go for 2 is Judah Price gets hit behind the line. They do not have a kicker. So it's not like they're trying to run the score up. They just don't have a kicker. So if you're not familiar and you're tuning in and you're like, if you're up 58-7, why would you go for 2? That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, that's why they're doing it. And they're about 50% maybe on those.
Well, they have been just explosion tonight. An 8-play drive for a touchdown, a 4-play drive, a 2-play, a 1-play, a 2-play, a 1-play, a 6-play, and a 1-play. As this latest drive, a 49-yard touchdown drive in 1 play. Linksweiler, the 49-yard touchdown run, the PAT no good. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes good, or nothing tastes as good in a blue can as Pepsi. With 1:52 left in the half, it's 58-7. So now, Eric, obviously certain we're going to have a running clock, and you would think that perhaps we'll see Coach Lilly maybe sprinkling a lot of new players. Here comes the ensuing kickoff. Up over the 20. 25, flag comes in. We'll sort that out. But when you think, Eric, that Coach Lilly would start to sprinkle in a lot of different players now?
Yeah, it's getting late in the year, though, man. So I think you're going to try to I think he's going to really try to keep his offense in there. You know, they've really never played a full second half. So maybe 2 or 3 series in the third, maybe.
Yeah, because the fourth, that running clock will go by so fast. But anyway, the penalty is going to go against Nicholas County. This will put them further back in the hole. The ball's going to go back inside the 20, it looks like. Put the ball down at the 19. So from the 19-yard line, that's where Nicholas County will start this drive. And for Nicholas County, with 1:46 left in the half, you just want to get in the locker room, as this has just been an onslaught, 58-7. Morrison waiting on the snap, and he'll keep it. He'll go off the left side, and not much cooking there, if anything.
Clark with a carry. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
No gain.
And the two teams ranked, ahead of Independence. One's in a battle. Roane County, who came and played Independence last year, here in the playoffs. They're playing Doddridge County, single A team, ranked 4, 6-0 Roane County in the second quarter.
And number one
Scott. They're hosting Polka, and it's 21-6 in the first.
In favor of Scott. Yeah, and of course, Polka was a team that Independence put 70 up on. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Nicholas County, 4 on the play clock. They're going to have to hustle. Morrison takes the snap. It'll be a running play to Clark, and he might get the 20, and that's it. A yard gain, and it'll be 3rd down coming up. Well, next week, we'll be down in we'll be over at Shady. I said Glen Daniel, but Liberty will be involved in the game. It'll be Liberty and Shady, a county rival. And then 2 weeks from tonight, we'll wrap up the regular season at Van Meter Stadium in Beckley. It'll be George Washington in Beckley. And, Eric, coming down to that November 4th game, A, that could be for a playoff spot for Beckley, and B, it could be perhaps for a home game for George Washington.
Yep, yeah, that's definitely going to be a big game. The last 2 for the Flying Eagles. County rival, Cross County rival, town rival, Oak Hill. That's going to be a big one as well.
Yeah, and over the history is here's a 3rd down running play that's not going to get but a yard or 2. When Beckley has needed the most to beat Oak Hill, I can remember back in 1976 as there's the final play of the first half. And we'll recap all of this, and we'll have our Cracker Barrel inside the numbers at the break. But at halftime, it's Independence 58 and Nicholas County 7. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Important to you when buying windows, siding, and doors?
Is it energy savings, cost, quality, warranty, or perhaps color options, low maintenance, service, or financing options?
Or all of the above. Window World offers it all.
We listen to your needs and go above and beyond your expectations. Schedule your free, no obligation, in-home estimate by calling Window World of Beckley today.
Welcome to Allstate. You already paid for car insurance. Why not take your home along for the ride? Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Call a local agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE for a quote today.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia, Independence High School, the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, Mr. Nick Eskins, the heavy hitter, producing and directing, Dee Pennington here, and, of course, Mr. Reliable himself, our stat man, Mr. Chris Farish, somewhere hanging out in the crowd. I'm sure he'll be up here momentarily with the Cracker Barrels inside the numbers. But, Eric, I guess the main number is 58-7.
He's probably running out of room
on his stat sheet.
I can guarantee you that Judah Price has well over 200 yards rushing.
Well, 8 possessions for Independence and 8 touchdowns. And they had an 8-play drive, a 4-play drive, 2-play, 1-play, 2-play, 1-play, 6-play, 1-play. So if they need to go 8 plays was their longest drive, and they went a 6-play drive, but everything else 4 and under.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what you said. Some fireworks, explosions, bombs. They've done it by air and by ground, air attack and ground attack. I mean, they're the total package, offensively.
And, you take a look at Nicholas County, and their only score was a kickoff return. West Hill had an 80-yard kickoff return, but their drive chart is a punt, a fumble, a punt, downs, and the half. I mean, they just not able to get anything going. And this is, I think you'd agree, this is a really good Nicholas County team, but they just got overwhelmed and blasted in that first half.
Yeah, the avalanche. It started out as a little snowball, and then it quickly went downhill and turned into an avalanche. And this Independence team, it's a well-oiled machine, Marison, and I hate to keep harping on it. It's 58 points is impressive, okay? But this is a good offensive Nicholas County team. No defensive touchdown still. Special teams touchdown.
And then after they gave up that special teams touchdown, I don't know, and I'd be interesting to find out, to ask the coaches if they challenged their special teams, because they've kicked the ball right at them and went down and covered after they gave up that touchdown.
So it's one of those things where, you do challenge you guys, and they've stepped up to the challenge.
Well, they have 58-7 is the lead. The Independence band out here entertaining the crowd on senior night as we're at the Massey halftime show. We'll go ahead and take a break. We'll come back and we'll get Inside the Numbers, brought to you by Cracker Barrels. I see Mr. Reliable himself, Chris Farish. And Eric, I think I see he's pulling out another stat sheet out of his back pocket. He's going to have to add so many numbers, and maybe, I don't know, he's taking his shoes off. Maybe he's got to use his toes to count them up with all the offense that Independence had in that first half. Anyway, we'll take a break and we'll do Inside the Numbers, brought to you by Cracker Barrel. On the flip side of this break, you're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
And we welcome you back to the Massey Power Sports halftime show. And at the break, it's all Independence as they're on top of Nicholas County in a battle this top 10 matchup. It's 58-7 as Independence entered the game ranked number 3, and Nicholas County came in ranked number 6. But it's been all of Indy in the first half, leading 58-7. Inside the numbers of the first half are brought to you by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with 2 locations to serve you, whether it would be in Beckley or Princeton. Delicious food at Cracker Barrel, including I love me some pig. I love me some crisp bacon and those sausages. And, Eric, you have the numbers, and I know it took our stat man, Chris Farish, a while to calculate all that Independence offense for 58 first-half points.
Yeah, first we'll go over the Nicholas County Grizzlies offense. They put up 52 yards of total offense, 48 on the ground, 4 through the air. Bryson Morriston is 1 of 4 passing for 4 yards. And on the ground, they're led 15 carries, 33 yards for Caleb Clark, and they've been a tough 33 yards. So, once again, 52 total yards for the Nicholas County Grizzlies. On the flip side, it's been a very impressive night for Independence. In 2 quarters, they've put up 495 yards, 175 through the air, 320 on the ground. Through the air, Trey Bowers is 4 of 5 mares for 175 yards and 3 scores. Cyrus Goodson has reeled in 2 catches for 98 yards and 2 scores. And Link Squaller has 1 catch, 62 yards, and 1 score. And on the ground, and I guessed it right, Judah Price has 212 yards on 14 totes, 4 scores. And Trey Bowers has 7 carries for 53 yards. And Mr. Excitement, Tyler Linksweiler's touched the ball twice and produced 2 touchdowns. He has, 3 times, 2 carries, 55 yards, and a score.
So, and of course, with those numbers, they add up to 58 first-half points, and really the only real offense that Nicholas County got was from their special teams. They got an 80-yard kickoff return by Wes Hill, and that has been it. Independence defensively has been just as impressive on that side of the ball as they were on the offensive side of the ball, putting up 58.
And that's where I'm going to lean to. As much as I like the excitement and, everyone loves to score, I'm just thoroughly impressed with this Independence offense because – folks, you need to understand this is a good Nicholas County team offensively. They run a lot of sets. They are primary run, but they have a big line. They have good running backs, a good quarterback, and they have been shut down.
Well, as you said multiple times, not just in this broadcast, but other times when we've had Independence this year and even last year, defense is what travels. And if you're going to get to Wheeling and you're going to be successful in Wheeling, and we're talking about the Class AA state title game, you've got to have defense, and defense is what wins championships, and that's what Independence will really need moving forward.
Yeah, and Independence, they're aggressive and they play their positions, and that's what you need to shut off high-powered offenses. And if you can't score, you can't win, and that's Independence's. That should be their motto.
Well, here at the break, it's 58-7 in front. Or Independence is in front, rather, here at the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and our halftime will continue as you're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Dad, what is a backflow prevention device?
Well, it's a device that's used to protect water supplies from contamination or pollution in homes or businesses.
Is that why you were talking to that man?
Well, he was a certified plumber from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is fully licensed and insured in testing, installation, and service of backflow prevention devices. I just call 304-253-HELP, and they'll take care of it the right way.
I thought it was something for the car, so Mom wouldn't hit the house again when she was backing up.
Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia, here at Independence High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, Dee Pennington on hand, and also Mr. Reliable, our stat man, Chris Farish, here with us. And at halftime, as our halftime here continues to roll on, 58-7, the lead for Independence. Independence number 3 coming into this game, Nicholas County number 7. And at one point this game, Eric, was 14-7 after Nicholas County had an 80-yard kickoff return by Hill. But after that, it's just been all Independence, and which we felt Independence obviously playing at home would be the favorite, but I don't think nobody expected 58-7 at halftime.
Yeah, and I had a chance to really look back when it was 14-7. It was 8:48 to go in the first quarter, and then Independence just blitzed Nicholas County with a scoring barrage.
Yeah, Independence scored every time they had the ball in that first half. We want to thank some folks, and we appreciate the fine people from Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, dial up the good folks at Indoor Air, 304-890-2012. We also want to thank the fine folks of Giovanni's Pizza, where we had our pregame meal. And they have 2 locations in Glen Daniel, down near Liberty High School, and, of course, here in Sophia at Lester Square, here when you come to an Independence game. If you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. Mamma mia. And we appreciate those fine folks. Also want to appreciate one of our main streaming sponsors, and that is Dr. John Tabbitt at West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma. Whether it's a sports injury or a car accident, Dr. Tabbitt will get you right back on your feet, ready to go. A proud sponsor of high school sports in West Virginia. And once again, we thank Cracker Barrel, going inside the numbers. Cracker Barrel with delicious food, and love me some pig. And I tell you, if you love pig the way I do, that crisp bacon and those sausage links, you want Cracker Barrel in Princeton and Beckley. So the lead is 58-7 here at the break. And, of course, Eric, what that will mean is in the fourth quarter we'll definitely have a running clock. And speaking of that, I know you have some other scores around the state of West Virginia.
Yeah, I finally got a Shady score. They're up 13-0
playing at Ripley. Yeah.
Yes, so that's good for Independence. Get them a few bonus points. And number 1, Scott, still 21-6. I don't think anybody's reported another score on that one.
Yeah, and Scott, of course, number 1 in AA, as you mentioned, Eric.
Yes, and number 5 AA school, Winfield, 42, Nitro 3. Bluefield's still up, 12-7 over Oak Hill.
And that's going to help Independence no matter the outcome of that, because Independence beat both of them. So the winner of that game will help Independence with bonus points.
Yes, and then the AAA ranks, Parkersburg, number 1, Parkersburg South is playing at Greenbrier East, and this is a funny score, 7-2 in the bottom of the third.
Sure, that's not. Yeah, I was going to say, so that might be a baseball score. And also, James Monroe was playing down in Glen Daniel. And I think I got a score right here. It is 35-6 James Monroe at the break.
Ooh, here's a shocker. Number 9, George Washington's at number 4, Spring Valley. 25-0 George Washington in the second quarter.
Wow, and we'll see George Washington, as we mentioned earlier, we'll see him in 2 weeks when they close out the regular season at Van Meter Stadium against Beckley on November 4th. So got a lot of teams trying to play their way into the playoffs, a lot of teams playing for position for the playoffs, and we'll see how it all unfolds. We'll take our final halftime break, come back and get you ready for the second half as Independence is in complete domination. Independence has the lead, 58-7, at the break as you're watching live streaming coverage of high school football on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Welcome to Allstate. You already paid for car insurance. Why not take your home along for the ride? Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Call a local agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE for a quote today.
We all hear things that go bump in the night, but it shouldn't be our car engine making those scary noises. There are definitely things out there to be scared of.
But making your new car purchase at Hometown Kia isn't one of those.
Stop digging a grave for that old ride and test drive a new Kia today.
Hometown Kia of Beckley wants to make your new car buying experience thrilling.
But not so shocking it leaves cobwebs and dark corners in your wallet.
So quit walking around like a zombie and start riding around in style in a new Kia from Hometown Kia of Beckley.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
What's more important to you when buying windows, siding, and doors?
Is it energy savings, cost, quality, warranty, or perhaps collar options, low maintenance, service, or financing options?
Or all of the above. Window World offers it all.
We listen to your needs and go above and beyond your expectations. Schedule your free, no obligation, in-home estimate by calling Window World of Beckley today.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia, as we're moments away from starting the second half here at Independence. And Eric, we've been told while we're in that commercial that the third quarter will be 5 minutes, a regular clock, and then the fourth quarter, a 5-minute running clock. And we kind of felt, we talked about that during the break, we kind of felt we would have that in the third quarter, and we do.
Yeah, we kind of figured that was going to happen. And, 10-minute quarters. And this offense, a lot of people were like, well, Independence could have did this or that. And I'm not one for shortening the game. I mean, this is a ranked team, and.
Well, I'll say this, and I think you and I come, and I'm a little older school than you, but I think you go back to the old school, and I think we're both agreeing. But I think you should play the full game. I'm not a fan of fourth quarter running the clock. Like you said, this is a ranked team. This is a chance for both teams to put kids in that don't maybe normally get a chance to play. They practice hard too. I mean, I do understand why they do it. I just don't agree with that. I just wish, because in the playoffs, you don't do this.
Yeah, I understand I understand the why.
Yeah, I do too.
But like I'm saying, I think both of these coaches, though, know the bigger picture. They probably would play their younger guys.
Yeah,
they don't get a lot of JV games in, And,
you're right. And if you're Independent, you're thinking, well, I don't want to get anybody hurt. So, and as you mentioned, and I said, well, you're going to start sprinkling a lot of new players, but at the same time, you just don't want your starters not to play at all in the second half. I mean, you want to play maybe a little bit. So I guess the coaches are in between a catch-22, but I'm just not I've never been a fan of running the clocks through, and that's just my personal opinion. And I understand, like we said, I get the why. I just don't really like it myself. But no one asked me to be on the competition committee, so therefore that's what we got. So we are moments away of getting the second half started, and they put another 2:44 on the clock. But at least we can look ahead, Eric, and we can look ahead to next week. And Next week will be a county game, and Liberty and Shady, two teams that made the postseason a year ago. Neither team will qualify for the postseason this year, so that'll be a big pride game between those two teams.
And the thing I like about both of those teams, since we had Liberty last week against Logan,
yeah.
They're both steadily improving.
Yes.
And, if you got Shady going on the road, Coach Colacerto, they both have young core guys on the team. So this will be a good matchup to see, and like you said, they're rivals. And I think last year the game was won on a botched extra point.
Shady won and put them in the playoffs.
Put them in the playoffs.
Yes.
So,
and I'm sure Liberty will remember that.
Yes, so look for that to be a great battle next week.
And then in 2 weeks, we'll wrap up the regular season on November 4th. And that's a big weekend in Beckley, because that weekend of November 4th and 5th, Video Productions will have the Boys and Girls State Soccer Championships, and that'll come from over at Paul Klein, the YMCA facility in Beckley.
And usually George Washington is a perennial soccer. So they might travel well up here. They might have girls and boys playing in the soccer and football team up here.
And the Beckley girls won the section. They're in the region.
So they could be
in it. But what I was getting at to the football game that you and I'll have, why there'll be a lot of fans across town at the YMCA soccer complex for the soccer. You and I will be what we love to do, call football game and watch football. We'll have Beckley and George Washington on November the 4th at Van Meter Stadium. And when I mentioned earlier, for Beckley, they might need that win just to get in the playoffs, and GW might need that win to have a home game.
Yeah, and anytime GW and Beckley, they get together in any sport, they could be throwing rocks at one another. You're going to get both sides' best shot, and that's a good rivalry right there. It's really, really grown over the years, and I'm looking forward to doing that one.
And, of course, the current Virginia Tech quarterback was the Marshall quarterback, Grant Wells, at George Washington. He played in that Beckley rivalry.
Yep.
Your son Peyton played against him, and Beckley beat him.
And that was one of the few wins that they got to get. And I remember the week leading up to that game, watching film with my son, Maris, and I really can say this. He really studied film. But when I walked out of that room, you tell, hey, you guys have a chance. Y'all can win. I walked out, and I saw how good that quarterback was, and I was like, whoa, it's going to be a tough challenge. And they were up to it, and they squeaked out a victory.
And, for Beckley, they're off tonight, but they'll have Oak Hill. And we had talked about it before. I can remember in 1976, and actually, I even go back further than that. I can tell you a story, Eric, back in 1971. Now, I'm going way back. You weren't even born. In 1971, Beckley, I remember my dad taking me, and of course, my older brother Matt. We went over there. They were called Collins High School at the time. And Jose Rodriguez was the quarterback of Beckley. So this is really going way back. And they only took 2 teams at that time. And Beckley was like 9-0. And Oak Hill, or Collins at the time, was 4-5, and they just needed to beat them. And Collins upset them and knocked them out. They only took 2 teams back then. Then in 1976, Beckley was playing Oak Hill, and the same scenario. This was at where Park is now. Bob Pruitt was the old Van Meter Stadium. Beckley they took at that time. I think they took 4 teams. I'm not sure I don't think they'd quite got to 8 yet, but 4 teams. Beckley just needed to win because they had lost to Bluefield. Beckley started off 8-0, lost to Bluefield the week before, and then they lost to Oak Hill, and they knocked them out. So those are 2 times where Oak Hill has knocked Beckley out of the playoffs. As here's the second half kickoff. And here's a running, trying to get across the 25, and it'll get out to the 29-yard line. But I guess what I'm getting at is Oak Hill and Beckley play next week, and Oak Hill will try, if they were to beat Beckley, that might knock Beckley out of the playoffs next week.
That definitely would put them in a major, major hole, having George Washington coming up right after that. And right off the bat, someone's down to start the third quarter, and this is what you don't need on either side.
I can't tell if it looks like a Nicholas County player over on the far side. Yes, we'll take a look here and see if we can see what happened. But, on a kickoff like that, and you've got, all these players right there in the pile, really couldn't tell. And you can't tell who the young man is down over there on the far side. They get the ball out to the 28-yard line. And that's where Nicholas County will have the ball to start the drive. And while they're attending the young man, we'll go ahead and take a break. Actually, they got him up, so we'll be ready to go. As soon as I got ready to go to a break, they got him up.
Said the magic words, break.
Yeah. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Nicholas County. Once again, if you're just tuning in, you're like, wow, 58-7. It'll be a 5-minute clock here in the third quarter. and then a 5-minute running clock in the fourth quarter. 58-7, the Independence lead. 1st and 10, Nicholas County on their own 28-yard line.
And right now, you look at defensively, Coach Lilly has inserted some new names and faces as we see a few new guys in the defensive backfield.
So it'll be Morrison, the quarterback for Nicholas County. And actually, they've actually changed their quarterback. I beg your pardon. It is not Morrison. They've got a new quarterback, this Nicholas County. And the new quarterback is Dawson Brown. So Brown, the new quarterback for the Grizzlies. There's a running play on 1st down. And it's going to lose yardage back inside the 25, back to the 24. Be 2nd and 14. So Dawson Brown, 6'3", 175-pound senior, the new quarterback, and Nicholas County runs the ball up the gut. And it'll be 3rd and long coming up.
2 on the play. 3rd and 12.
So 3rd and 12 coming up for the Grizzlies. They have the ball on their own 26-yard line. At one point, this was a close game. It was 14-7, and then this Independence just got busy. And I think that's about all you can say. I mean, they've been so impressive.
Very impressive win here tonight. And moving forward, they have all this momentum going, and they'll have a bye week.
Yeah, they'll have one more regular season game next week at Wyoming East, and then they'll be off the week of November 4th, the week before the playoffs start. Here's a pass play, and it'll be incomplete. And here comes a flag, and they're going to get a pass interference on Independence. A late flag coming in.
Yeah, and that'll move the sticks right there. As you see on the replay, the defender, well, he probably did impede his progress to get the ball. I'll agree with that one.
Yeah, good thing they were throwing a flag instead of your wallet, right?
I still can't find that thing.
Yeah, maybe, you know what? Well, since the flag was yellow, it couldn't have been your wallet. It'd been green if they'd thrown your wallet, right?
That's right.
Or more like silver. Been more like change in there instead of dollar bills. So on the penalty, it's a 15-yard penalty. That'll keep the drive alive and get the ball 15 yards from the original line of scrimmage. Actually, they gave him 16 yards. Because they had the ball on the 26. It goes out to the 42. Nevertheless, it's a 1st down for Nicholas County as they have a new quarterback into the ball game, which is Dawson Brown. Brown, 6'3", 175 senior, takes the snap, hands the ball to Clark, and Clark goes nowhere. So it'll be 2nd down coming up for the Grizzlies. 2nd and 10. So like I said, for Independence, Wyoming East down at Wyoming East next week, off the following week. For Nicholas County after tonight, they got a tough game. They're on the road at James Monroe, and then they finish at Pikeview. So they finish with the last 3, Eric, on the road. Tonight at Independence, next week at James Monroe, and then on the 4th at Pikeview. So that's a tough stretch, and all on the road for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that is a tough stretch.
So here's a running play up inside, and they get the ball out to the 45-yard line. And it'll bring up a 3rd down play. Clark on the carry.
Yeah, look at this Independence defense. They still don't want to, give anything up there. They're holding that mantra up that they've never really given up a score against that first-team defense.
Yeah, they gave up 8 to Polka. And the game we were at, the last time we were here on September 30th, they gave up 16 to Bluefield, and the game was short due to a little brawl there in the 4th quarter. So comes the 3rd down play. Like I said, the 3rd quarter is a 5-minute clock. The 4th quarter will be a running 5-minute clock, as we're approaching under 2 minutes. Dawson sets up a screen, and nobody at home. Independence defended that very well. So it'll bring up 4th down for the Grizzlies. Once again, next week we'll be at Shady. It'll be a county battle between Liberty and Shady. And, last year, Eric, all 4 county teams that we carry, all of them made the playoffs. Beckley made it in AAA, and then all 3 AA schools here in Raleigh County, of course, led by Independence, making it all the way to the AA title game. And then, of course, one of the teams they beat was Shady in the first round, and then Liberty had made the playoffs as well.
And Liberty actually, they went on the road and was competitive in that playoff game.
Yeah, I think they played Pocas, who Liberty played in that playoff game. Punt goes inside the 20. It rolls down inside the 15, maybe to the 14. But, the one thing, when we did our coaches preview show, Eric, we did think that one of the things that we knew Liberty was kind of in a rebuilding year, and Beckley has really grown off of their playoff. We knew that they have a good chance to get back to the playoffs and still do. Everything's still in front of them.
Yep.
And we knew really wasn't maybe quite sure where Shady stood in the mix. And I know they got a young team, but I think they'll definitely, even though they're not going to make the playoffs this year, they're going to improve.
They have room to grow, and that's one thing Coach Vince Colacerto told us, in his interview, and he was very candid about it, how he said, we have a bunch of coin flip games, and early on, who knew Tug Valley was going to be they're a playoff team as far as that in single A, and just some tough matchups for them.
So Independence has the ball on their own 14 with a first down, and it's been a complete dominant performance once again by the Patriots as they run here to the near side, and they get across the 15. Linksweiler on the carry and gets out to about the 17, maybe the 18.
I like what I see in this Tyler Linksweiler. They'll just plug and play, next year with him.
So the gain of 4 out to the 18 brings up second and down coming up for the Patriots. Like I said, Independence has one more game remaining on the road at Wyoming East next week, the final week of the regular season, November 4th. Independence will be off, so they had 2 bye weeks, only 9 games, as it'll be a reverse pivot, quarterback right up the gut. That'll be a first down up over the 25-yard line out to about the 26, maybe the 27. Got a new quarterback in there. And a new quarterback, Nelson.
I think he's a freshman. I remember watching him last year in the middle school ranks. He's going to be a good one.
Out to the 27-yard line. So it'll be a first down, and each coach putting in a new quarterback for the second half, and with this kind of lead, that's what you want to do, maybe play some kids that don't normally get an opportunity to play. And Nelson will be the quarterback. Takes the snap, throws the ball, and it's deflected. It'll be incomplete.
Yeah, nearly picked off as Nelson tries to complete this quick slant. Nicholas County got back and got a hand on it.
So the clock stops here in this third quarter on the incompletion. As I mentioned, once we get to the fourth quarter, we'll have a running fourth quarter clock of only 5 minutes. After tonight, Nicholas County has 2 more games remaining. They have James Monroe on the road next week, and then in 2 weeks, they'll have Pikeview. Here's a big run.
He may go.
Across the 40. Linksweiler crosses midfield. He's got a blocker to 40, and he's run out of bounds here on the near side, inside the 35, all the way down to the Grizzly 32-yard line.
And with that run, that'll put Linksweiler close to a 100-yard night.
That's a 40-yard run.
Yeah, that'll put him that'll put him over 100 yards on the evening.
So Independence has had success, and virtually they don't have to run another play, and they won't to end the third quarter. So at the end of 3, it's Independence 58, Nicholas County 7. You're watching live streaming coverage for high school football here on Video Productions.
Hear things that go bump in the night, but it shouldn't be our car engine making those scary noises. There are definitely things out there to be scared of.
But making your new car purchase at Hometown Kia isn't one of those.
Stop digging a grave for that old ride and test drive a new Kia today.
Hometown Kia of Beckley wants to make your new car buying experience thrilling.
But not so shocking it leaves cobwebs and dark corners in your wallet.
So quit walking around like a zombie and start riding around in style in a new Kia from Hometown Kia of Beckley.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School in Coal City, West Virginia with Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, D. Pennington here with us, along with the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, and, of course, Mr. Reliable. What would we do without our stat man? We wouldn't do nothing. Chris Ferrish here with us. Here's Independence. They fumble the ball to start the fourth quarter, so we'll have a running fourth quarter clock of 5 minutes, and Independence able to get back on it.
And see, that's one reason I would like to see a little more time at it and just play your younger kids, let them get adjusted to the Friday night lights here.
And actually, Eric, they actually got a gain from fumbling because they started on the 32. The ball's inside the 30 to 29. Actually gained 3 on the play. So you know things are going right for you.
So how is that scored, Mr. Statman? The guy that fumbled, does he get the yards, or is it just a recovered fumble?
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, I think it should just be 0 yards because it was fumble, yes.
Yeah, it'll go on the team total as 3 yards gain, but I don't know about the personal total. Maybe if he recovers it, he gets his own personal total. That I don't know.
Well, I never really fumbled much.
So you wouldn't have to know anything about that, would you? There's a running play here to the near side. And it's going to bring up a third down play. Of course, when we're done here, we'll have the Pioneer Community Bank that they beat up here tonight.
That's what I want to keep reiterating. I mean, you can look at the score, but they beat a good opponent soundly.
Yeah, they beat them up. They did. And I think if you're Coach Morrison, I mean, you know, there's really nothing you can say is, hey, this Independence team is really, really good. We did the best we could, but they just got too much firepower. So here's going to be a running play off the right side. Going to gain minimal yards, and we might get one more play in as we're under 40 seconds for the game.
Yeah, I think this might be the last play here.
32-38.
So Independence going to remain undefeated. And they got one more game in the regular season when they play Wyoming East down at New Richmond next Friday for Pikeview, and that is the final play of the game. So your final score is Independence 58, Nicholas County 7. And with that win, Independence will go to 8-0, as I mentioned, Nicholas County to 6-2. Coming up on the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show, we'll recap this game quickly and give you some of the numbers of what took place with this big Independence win. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Plumbing and Heating of Beckley, West Virginia is now hiring journeyman or master plumbers. You must have a West Virginia plumbing license and a valid driver's license. All interested parties may apply at Modley's Plumbing and Heating at 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Or interested applicants can call 304-253-HELP. Once again, you may apply in person at Modley's Plumbing and Heating, 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Modley's Plumbing and Heating is an equal opportunity employer.
What's more important to you when buying windows, siding, and doors?
Is it energy savings, cost, quality, warranty, or perhaps collar options, low maintenance, service, or financing options?
Or all of the above. Window World offers it all.
We listen to your needs and go above and beyond your expectations. Schedule your free, no obligation in-home estimate by calling Window World of Beckley today.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia. Final score, the Independence Patriots have defeated Nicholas County by the score of 58-7. So Independence will now go to 8-0, and Nicholas County will now go to 6-2. We want to thank Indoor Air, proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports, for all your heating and cooling needs. You can dial up the good people at Indoor Air at 304-890-2012. Waiting on Chris Farish to get the numbers, and we'll go inside the numbers in just a minute. In the meantime, I'd like to thank our live streaming sponsor, Dr. John Tabbitt at West Virginia Orthopedic Trauma. Whether it's a sports injury or a car accident, Dr. Tabbitt gets you right back out on your feet, get you ready to go. A proud sponsor of high school athletics in southern West Virginia. As we welcome you into the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show, we're waiting on Chris Farish for the numbers. And while we're waiting on that, we can just say, Eric, what a complete domination it was by Independence. Got up 14-0, and Nicholas County was able to reach the end zone with an 80-yard kickoff return by West Hill, made it 14-7. We thought, wow, we're really going to have a game. And then from that point on, it was all Independence. They led 58-7 at the half, and then they decided to play a 5-minute third quarter with a regular clock and a running fourth quarter clock. And wow, the second half, like you said, a possession each, and that was it.
Yeah, very impressed with this Independence team. And I'm very impressed with Nicholas County. I mean, they just ran up against the juggernaut. They'll be a tough out making the playoffs against any team less caliber than Independence, I'm telling you, because they have a well coached team, good running backs, good offensive line. But this just shows you how good Independence is. And I think they don't need a statement game, but this is moving forward a statement to me.
And I agree. And what you said, I think Independence can beat you so many ways. They can beat you if they have to smash. They can beat you with the dash. They can beat you with the home run ball, with the big plays. They're good defensively. The only thing, and I think you would agree, that and they cleaned up a little bit of their special teams tonight, but they got to clean up the penalties to really get to Wheeling and to win the whole thing. They got to clean up the penalties.
And you're going to agree with this. The thing that I like most is it seems like all those kids root for one another. And that's the sign of a winning program, because you have a Cyrus Goodson who doesn't get the ball a lot, but he's out there blocking downfield for Judah. And Judah doesn't really care who gets the glory. Hey, Bowers doesn't care. You have Linksweiler. You have just an abundance of talent that plays together.
It's a great culture that Coach Lilly has established here at Coal City. We're going to take a break, and when we come back on the other side of the break, Eric will give you the numbers brought to you by Cracker Barrel. We'll do that here on the other end of this break as you're watching the Pioneer Community Bank post-game show as we're streaming live here on Video Productions.
Every year, the big banks raise their fees while reducing the services they provide. How do they get away with that? If you were to join Pioneer Community Bank, your money would stay right here, supporting a local business, which results in lower fees and better customer service for you. Sounds like a plan. So you're not really stuck with the big banks and their policies. Keep your money where it belongs, right here with Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank, with locations in Beckley, Yeager, Sophia, Moore, and Welch. Member FDIC.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
We all hear things that go bump in the night, but it shouldn't be our car engine making those scary noises. There are definitely things out there to be scared of.
But making your new car purchase at Hometown Kia isn't one of those.
Stop digging a grave for that old ride and test drive a new Kia today.
Hometown Kia of Beckley wants to make your new car buying experience thrilling.
But not so shocking it leaves cobwebs and dark corners in your wallet.
So quit walking around like a zombie and start riding around in style in a new Kia from Hometown Kia of Beckley.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
And welcome back to the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show here in Coal City, West Virginia, as the Independence Patriots have defeated Nicholas County 58-7. With the win, Independence goes to 8-0. And the 6-game winning streak of Nicholas County is snapped. They fall to 6-2. And now we'll have the Cracker Barrel Inside the Numbers. Inside the Numbers brought to you by Cracker Barrel, with locations in Beckley and Princeton, with delicious pig, eggs, whatever it is, Cracker Barrel there for you. The old country store at Cracker Barrel. Eric, you have the numbers of this devastating victory and very explosive explosion by Independence, winning the game 58-7.
And the numbers reflect that, Maris. This defense for Independence held Nicholas County to 56 total yards, 52 on the ground and 4 through the air. led on the ground by Caleb Clark with 36 hard-earned yards on 17 carries. Independence on the flip side finished with 556 yards total on the night, 381 on the ground, and 175 through the air. And, of course, Judah Price in 2 quarters had 212 yards on 14 carries and 4 scores. And Tyler Linksweiler, we'll say off the bench, but he starts, but he had 4 carries for 100 yards and a score. And Trey Bowers was magnificent through the airs, 4 or 5 for 175 yards and 2 scores, 2 of which, well, actually 3. 2 went to Cyrus Goodson, who had 2 catches for 98 yards. I mean, just an impressive total team win.
So we'll put a bow and wrap this up for these 2 teams. Independence has 1 more game left in the regular season. That'll be on the road next week at Wyoming East. As far as Nicholas County is concerned, they have 2 more games. They've got a tough matchup against James Monroe, who was beating Liberty big tonight down at Glen Daniel. And then Nicholas County will finish the regular season November 4th against Pikeview. So Nicholas County still has some work to do. And, of course, Independence, if they should beat Wyoming East, they can only get where they can get 9-0. And if you're an Independence fan, hopefully that'll be enough to get you to at least to lock into number 2, so you can have 3 home games like they did a year ago.
Yeah, and if you get to number 2, if you're Independence, it's going to be a tough row to hoe when you come up here on top of the hill, Coal City, to play this offense and defense.
Well, next week we'll have our Raleigh County football will continue here on video production, and we have a really big game next week. And both teams that we'll have next week, neither team's going to make the playoffs, and it's going to be Liberty at Shady. It'll kick off at 7 o'clock. Both of those were playoff teams a year ago, but we said to kind of in a little bit of rebuilding year for both teams. But it's going to be it's always a rival game when they play in anything, Eric, and that should be a good game next week, Liberty at Shady.
Yeah, and I think you'll get Liberty and Shady will play their best games next week. It's a rival game, and I like to see the improvement from Liberty, and Coach Montgomery's really keeping that young team together, and they seem to be playing better.
We'll wrap it up here from Coal City. Once again, the final score, Independence beats Nicholas County 58-7 for our crew. Eric, once again, another great job from Mr. Reliable, the stat man, Mr. Chris Farish. Dee Pennington here in the booth to keep us all straight. And for the heavy hitter, the guy that makes it all happen, produces, directs, does it all, Mr. Nick Eskins. Once again, final score, Independence